So before we jump into all that, I want to obviously start, like as we always do, talking about my weekly article for the Sideline Report. And last week, I took a look at Julian Okwara possibly being a better player than his brother Romeo, who currently plays for the Lions, if anyone didn't know that. I actually got a lot of flack for this article. This is kind of the first one that people kind of combated at me. And obviously, there's always going to be people who have different opinions, but some people are just claiming that they have different play styles, they play different positions, which, again, I guess everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But I guess what are your initial thoughts on the kind of comparing the two Okora brothers?
Well, I like that you made an article about Julian Okwara because we did not sign any kind of elite pass rusher in the offseason.
Yep.
This is the guy we almost have to pin our hopes on that can outplay his third round status. So
Yep.
your question with the article is, will Julian Okwara be a better player than his brother? We better hope so, because Romeo's not exactly any kind of star player, not a consistent pass rusher. So we need Julian to be a consistent pass rusher for us this year.
Hmm.
One thing we discussed in previous episodes was how much pass rush can he produce, and how can we potentially get an idea of how good he's going to be this year. One way to do that is with the Vegas futures odds for
Yeah.
defensive rookie of the year. And for some reason, he's significantly higher than you would expect from a third round pick. He's in the range of sixth, tied for sixth, tied for 11th best odds across multiple online betting sites.
Mm.
Now, I'm not advocating you place bets or anything, but just looking at the futures odds is a good way to help assess player rankings.
Yeah, of course.
So that's a very, very high rank for a guy in the third round, which suggests he may get a lot of sacks this year. That's the way he would win Defensive Rookie of the Year is
Hmm.
impact plays, getting 12 sacks, fumble recoveries, etc. So that's a good optimistic sign that he may be a good pass rusher for us this year.
Yeah. Yes, that's one thing that I mentioned in the article that obviously before his injury, he was initially listed as a first round draft pick. And in 2018, he was one of the top edge rushers in the entire NCAA. So he has definitely has the potential to produce like an elite pass rusher.
Yeah, you mentioned his injury. His injury last year, in his last year of college, was a fractured fibula, which
Mhm.
really should not be an issue. It's a non-weight bearing bone. When he broke it, he was able to walk off the field.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like that should have affected his draft stock. So if we're saying he should have been a first round pick, maybe there's some other reason he fell to the third round. Hard to say, but that fractured fibula really should not be an issue.
Yeah, and again, even in 2019 before his injury, he still had I think it was 5 sacks in only I think it was 7 games, I believe I wrote in the article, I can't remember exactly, but yeah, he still had a decent, numbers before he had that leg injury ending his season.
And Julian has the advantage of currently rooming with his brother. At least
Mhm,
last report was he was rooming with Romeo, which means Romeo is his virtual coach this entire offseason. So
mhm.
hopefully that gives Julian a head start on all the schemes that are going to be presented during this training camp.
Of course, yeah. Again, with all this virtual stuff going on, it's nice to maybe have an in-house actual coach who knows exactly what the type of stuff that Patricia's trying to bring to the table this year.
And they can push each other to stay in shape too and work out together and
Exactly.
come into camp in top physical condition.
Mhm, and obviously coming in as an underdog with your brother, you're always gonna be wanting to try and show him up and have that in-house competition, even though maybe you're not showing it or talking about it, you still got that mental brother competition always going
Yeah,
on.
that's a good point. Competition between brothers can help things out.